Hello. Happy Monday, you guys. I'm about to do a live podcast recording on two things that are potentially, most likely, in my opinion, absolutely keeping you stuck in the exact same reality where you're at. And if we want to end the year, spend the next 6 months of 2025 getting to where we want to be, elevating our life, then we've got to not do these two things that I'm going to talk about today. Okay. So let me get myself set up here while you guys find the live. I am going to record at the same time. You know how we do it over here. All right, record. Is my mic in? Ta-da, yes. And if you're here with me live on the IG live, say hello. If you're catching this on a replay, give me a hashtag replay. You know what to do. Let's get this show on the road. Record to the cloud, please. Yes, that's me.
Recording in progress.
What's up, my love? Welcome back to the Big Dreamers Bible podcast. I am your host, Tanya Jane, and today's solo episode is going to be about two things that I want to talk about for you to stop doing, okay? If you're doing these two things, you are slowing down your growth, you're slowing down your expansion, and you're keeping yourself stuck in the current reality you're in. And I know that sounds brutal, but get prepared, okay? That is just my first 30-second, not even, intro. I'm going to be brutally honest in today's episode. So shake it off, roll out your neck, roll out your fingers, get ready, do some lunges because I'm bringing it. In today's episode, I've got so much I want to share with you guys around these two things because I have been having so many incredible conversations with so many incredible, talented, brilliant, mind-blowingly wonderful humans. And I'm seeing this all over the place. And it sparked a fire within me that I was like, I need to talk about this right this second. So here we are. So that is what you're in for today's episode. But before we get in, let's do a little recap. I'm currently recording this on a Monday. I'm also live on my IG at the same time. And it's Monday morning. It's been a busy morning in the Elevate 88 headquarters, AKA my house. My house. We started this week. We have 2 new one-on-one weeks starting, which is one-on-one private mentorship weeks with me, where you get you do Telegram with me, and we have so much fun. So I have 2 new clients jumping into that this week. We're still doing the Aligning to 100K Telegram extravaganza, which if you didn't sign up for that, I don't mean to make you feel bad, but like you definitely missed out. You definitely missed out. It was fucking amazing. And it's still going. It ends on Friday. If you're like, shit, I want to be in it, send me a DM. We'll see what we can do. But we have 5 more days left as of the time of this recording. So it has been fucking fire. This week we're doing riff requests in there. So I'll be answering questions and really giving people some support and guidance around anything that they're navigating personally in life, business, and anything in between. And then what else is going on right now? I am about to go to Pilates in an hour, so can't ramble on in here for too long. We have the SOD coaching call in a few hours. Yeah, we have the SOD coaching call in a few hours. And I have been all up in my DMs this morning with so many incredible women wanting to jump into SOD, wanting to claim the last few spots in the Extraordinary Mastermind. So there's been so much going on. And it's not even 11 a.m., but this is how I love to live. Okay, let's get to today's episode. In all seriousness, let's get serious. We're halfway through 2025. You have 6 months left of this year. You get to skyrocket, okay, to a whole new level of life, success, and wealth. What I want to talk about today is what is stopping you from that skyrocket. What is stopping you from that said life, success, and wealth? And what I'm going to tell you today may not be fucking anything new that you've never heard before. However, it may be what you need to hear. It may be that little like nice booty slap reminder of like, bitch, let's go. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay. What's up, Jasmine? And yes, I'm on my IG live as per usual. Okay, so let me get into it. We're halfway through 2025. You get to start showing up for your life, showing up for your business, and bringing it at a whole new level. But in order for you to do that, you have to stop making choices and decisions that align to your current reality. And yes, I sound like a broken record with that, but for some reason, the sneaky limiting beliefs are so loud, you guys. are so loud that it happens sometimes without you knowing. So I want to talk about two things today that I want you to do a pulse check for yourself. I want you to do a gut check, all right? I want you to gut check and feel into if you have a big, juicy fucking dream for the rest of 2025, if you're not fucking around with your growth and your expansion, then gut check if you're doing these two things. The first thing is trying to find the safest way possible. Ugh, I have hair in my mouth. That is so annoying. I don't even know where it is. And I can't stop because I'm filming everywhere. I'm on my IG Live. I'm on my Zoom. Okay, I think I got it. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, everyone. Okay, I'm back. If you're doing this, we need to stop. Finding the safest way possible to get to your next level. What does this look like? It's sneaky, okay? It's sneaky as fuck. It's being ready for your next level, but then not showing up in the way that you know you can because you don't want to invest the money, because you don't want to take the risk, because you don't want to bet on yourself really that much. But you're all in. You're all in. You really want it. Like you're telling me in my DMs, you're telling your journal every night, I really want this. I really want this business. I want to be making more money. I want to be bringing in more clients. I want to be elevating the standard of my life. I want a new level of my life, but I'm not going to make the move that I know is going to get me there because it's scary. We've got to get over it. All right. Like we've just got to get over it. I said at the beginning of this episode, I'm going to be bold and ruthless. So here it comes. You've got to get over it. This is why most people do not have the life success and wealth that they want. But the ones who do are the bold, courageous, batshit crazy ones. The ones who are making big moves that align to their next level. The ones that are showing up and making moves beyond their current circumstances. So when I think back to my own personal journey with this, I remember like my first ever investment, okay? Like, and I know I've told this story many times, but I want to tell it through a different lens because a few months ago, or maybe it was last month, I had someone say to me that they really wanted to join SOD. They really wanted to jump into that space and they really wanted to go all in on their business, but they were at a season of life where I was when I couldn't pay my $800 rent. And my response was like, babe, how do you think I got out of that? Like, when I share the story of struggling to pay my $800 rent to driving a brand new Mercedes in 8 weeks, that wasn't fucking luck. I didn't just sit on my couch and hope, wish and pray and journal some more. I had to make a move that made me so scared, that literally made me feel so much fear, that made me so overwhelmed. And I had to make the biggest declaration of my life then to invest in myself and put myself into an environment that was going to expand me. And I had never invested in myself before. So it was like a little over $2,000 the program that I invested in, but it may as well have been fucking $2 million because I couldn't afford it anyway. So I was so nervous about this, but all I remember feeling was like, what's the other option? Like, let's get real with each other for a second. What's the other option? You stay where you're at? You stay where you're at. If you're truly ready to go all in on your next level life, next level business, next level bank account, then what the fuck are you waiting for? Like, you either do it now or you do it a year from now and wish you did it earlier. You know, like nothing is going to change until you start giving yourself permission to change. And that has to happen independent of your circumstances. And this is where most people are in until that point. They're in until they've got to put skin in the game. They're in, they want it, they're all in until they've got to like put their money where their mouth is. They're all in until it's a little too real, you know? But the ones who just move are the ones who succeed. It's just as simple as that. And we all want an extraordinary life, but you've got to be willing to make extraordinary moves to achieve that. You've got to be willing to go above and beyond what most people would seem normal, logical, and just like the safe way. Make sure you're being safe. Make sure it makes sense. Nothing I have done to build this business made fucking sense. Nothing. Nothing. If anyone really knew what I was doing in the moments that I was doing it, they would have told me not to. They would have said, you're crazy. In fact, I did have a friend tell me I was crazy because I was telling her about an investment that I was going to make. And she was like, that seems a lot. Like the $45,000 investment. That seems like a lot. But you know what? I remember asking myself, being like, it is a lot and it is crazy, but I want crazy results. I'm available for that. I'm available for crazy results. And if I'm going to be available for crazy results, I can't expect crazy results while I'm playing it so fucking safe and not risking anything, right? And when I did that, when I invested that money, I think it was 3 days later, I had a $31,000 day. Okay? $31,000 day. This was 8 months or 10 months or something into my first year of business. All right? That's a big jump. Was it a coincidence? I don't fucking think so. It was from me choosing the life I want before it seemed logical. It was from me saying, this is who I'm going to be. And I don't give a fuck if if my current reality hasn't caught up yet, because the universe has my back. And the universe is waiting for me to show up and lead it and lead money and lead my career. If I keep being in the passenger seat of my own life while journaling saying I'm all in, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. And what I will say on this, I know I'm being really brutal, but the only reason, here's why I feel like I can be this brutal, because this is what I did for 10 years. I was a journal queen. I was doing the full moon rituals. I was journaling my ass off. But when it came to actually changing my choices, decisions, actions, when it came to being brave, bold, and courageous to make a move beyond my current circumstances, no, that doesn't make sense. No, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing. Right thing by who? By my old fucking broke ass self? Maybe not. If we want different results, we've got to make different choices. Maybe not. And I spent a decade doing the same things, hoping just something, I would get that stroke of luck to really create that change, saying, I'm doing it. I am all in. I'm journaling. I'm showing up. But behind the scenes, I was thinking the same thoughts. I was feeling the same way about myself. My self-image was the same exact self-image I'd had for years. And I didn't believe I could make more money or have more success with more ease. I didn't believe that because I wasn't showing up to align with that. I wasn't even trying to align with that. So the only reason why I can speak so clearly to this energy is because I lived that for a decade. And there's a reason why my life has evolved and elevated so fucking fast. And it's because I say yes to bold, courageous things all the time. All the time. I dare someone to tell me I'm lucky. I am lucky. I am a lucky bitch. However, it's from being so courageous, making moves that make people shit their pants. When they're not willing, I am. So I have results that they don't, it really is that simple. So the reason why I'm saying it like this is because you're capable of so much more, and you have to stop accepting your bullshit limiting beliefs as facts, and also stop accepting your current reality as truth, period, the end. What you see in front of you is just what you have been a match to up until this point. It's already changing. Your life is responding to you. If you want to change it, you've got to move beyond it. You've got to set a new energetic tone, which I've been going on and on and on and on and on about this inside the Aligning to 100K extravaganza. You got to set the new energetic tone. You've got to tell the universe, your reality, your bank account, this is who we are now. This is what I expect now. And that's going to take courage and a shit ton of trust. A shit ton of trust. But this is what I've done again and again and again. And I've watched my clients do this again and again and again. And you hear this saying, I also say this too, but you go first and the universe responds. When you set a new energetic tone, watch the universe move mountains for you. Mountains for you. You're going to be mind blown at the craziest shit that starts to unfold when you start showing up and giving yourself the permission to truly align to what it means to be all the fuck in. All right. So stop doing this. Number one is trying to find the safest route possible to get to your next level. Being all in your journal, but having zero skin in the game. Okay. I said this to a client once. You need to stop being your bank account's little bitch. Truly, you need to stop being your bank account's little bitch. And if you are in the Aligning to 100K extravaganza, you would know that we've been talking about you're the leader of money. You are leading money. Money is responding to you and your demands and your expectation. So when you are sitting back being like, I really want money, but I don't know how, but I don't know what to do. Money is sitting back, looking at you, being like, well, you tell me what you want. Like, I'm here to respond to you. And then you're like, but money, I'm waiting for you. But money's like, but babe, I'm waiting for you. Like, you got to tell me where to go. You got to tell me what you want. You got to lead me. I can't create your life. You got to tell me where to go. If we keep playing this back and forth ping pong match with money, it's gonna just slowly trickle in as much as it can. But really, we get to set a new energetic tone for how we want to experience wealth. But that will come with you stepping up, going all in, and making a bold move that is gonna blow you away. It's gonna blow you away. So anyway, that was the first one. Then the second thing, hopefully you guys are still here. Oh my God, my hair is getting in my mouth today. Gross. Hopefully you guys are still here and loving a little ass kicking. Then the second thing I want to talk about, and this is sneaky fear, okay? This is sneaky, I feel seen. Jasmine, you're not alone, babe. Like, I did this forever. And I was like, why is nothing changing? Because I'm not changing. Like, you know, like we want the change. We want life to move fast, and it can. But it can only move as fast as you're moving, babe. And if you're trying to take the safest route, guess what's the slowest fucking route? Is that one, all right? Incremental growth, just safe step by safe step. Not betting on yourself too much because it's scary. Not just doing what you know is the aligned guidance, and that feeling you get of like, oh, I'm being pulled to this. I'm being pulled to this person. I'm being pulled to this investment. I'm being pulled to this space. Can you trust that? That's all that I've done. And every time I trust that inner guidance of like, this seems fucking crazy. This is scary. Could potentially be really bad. If this doesn't work, this is going to really fuck with me. And, but I can feel that if I say no to this, the universe is going to be like, I don't know what else to tell you. You've been asking us for more. We give you a portal that's going to quantum leap you into a new timeline. And now you're saying no because it seems too scary or it seems too illogical. The universe is like, bitch, you want a logical result. So I'm trying to get you to be that energetic match. Like, let's go. And this is how it works. And I speak from a lot of personal experience. Okay, so the second thing that I want to riff on real quick for you guys is another sneaky limiting belief. And inside SOD, I did a riff on how limiting beliefs show up in disguises, okay? They show up with like, hi, Svetlana. They show up in disguises and they put on different hats. They put on a little fake mustache. Like, I want you to think of your limiting beliefs and fear as like a disguised person in the background with like a big coat on and a hat and a glasses and a mustache being like, you should do this instead, or you should go over here instead, okay? They're just disguises and they come in all these different ways. So one of the ways fear comes in loud and proud in a really cute disguise. Maybe it's in a fancy dress for this one. We'll put fear in a fancy dress. Fear comes in with its cute little dress on and goes, before you go all in, before you invest, before you make that risk, before you step outside your comfort zone, you know what would be more logical is if you were more prepared. Maybe you need to be further ahead in your business. I think, you know what's going to be best for you is if you spend the next 6 months. Jasmine, that emoji is literally what I was thinking. Literally to a T. It's that emoji with the glasses and big brows and a mustache. That's fear, okay? It's like, you know what would be really smart actually is if you don't invest in the program that's going to help you get to your business, but if you actually get your foot, like grow your business first, do it by yourself first, and then you can hire the support. And I'm saying this because I had someone actually say this to me in my DMs like this morning, and my voice note back, I was like, whoa. I was like, you know, that's what we do over here, right? Like, this is where we build the business. You don't need to be already like a pro, established, like perfect at what you do. That's fucking fear. You wouldn't say, I need to make sure I have a full ripped abs situation before I go into the gym. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me make sure I get ripped before I invest in a personal trainer. That makes sense. I'm going to make sure I'm the best I've ever been in my fucking life before I get help to get me into the best shape of my life. Like, that's not how it works. It's fear. It's just fear. So that's one disguise, is like convincing yourself you need to be further ahead. You need to be more prepared. Why don't you wait to invest in yourself until you've gotten this shit off the ground instead of take the fast track. Just get there. Just like get the support, get the mentorship. So when you have a question, you can have someone to ask, and then you can move 10 times faster. And 6 months from now, instead of like really just starting to feel momentum, your momentum kicks in a week from now. And by the end of the year, your life and your business and your bank account looks completely different. That's possible for you, but you got to be willing to make those moves. You got to be willing to make those moves. This past weekend, you guys, AJ and I went to this property. It's like a hotel, spa, golf course situation. And it was a really like surreal moment for me because I spent my 30th birthday at this hotel, which was rare for me. Like that was like a declaration to a new life. So if you aren't familiar with my story, January of 2022, I started my business, and my birthday is February, and I turned 30 that year. And so I was technically 1 month into my business. The day that I started my business, I invested $8,000 in a 2-month mastermind. Can you just let that sink in? 2 months. I got mentorship for 2 months and paid $8,000 day one of my business. On that first call, the mentor was like, who's brand new to their business? We'll start with you. Like, who's the most nervous? And if you don't actually know the real behind the scenes story of this investment, I didn't know what a mastermind was. Okay. So that's how I ended up in there. The experience was spend 2 months learning how to make 10K a month, 5 figures a month. That was the mastermind. Cause I'm brand new to the industry and brand new to my business. And the thought of like, maybe I could start a business. Ooh, 10K a month. Let me take that risk. Let me bet on myself. I thought I was going into an 8-week program that was going to teach me how to do this. But no, I was in a mastermind. Okay. So that was my intro into the coaching space, was opening this first call, thinking we're about to learn a lesson on Zoom. And the mentor goes, all right, what we're going to do in this call is I'm going to speak to every single one of you individually, get clear on where your business is at, what your goal is, and create a game plan for you to get there. And she was like, who's the most nervous? And I was like, I'm in the wrong room. I put my hand up and I'm like, me, I'm so nervous. And then I went first, which I don't know what possessed me. Maybe if I didn't go first, I would have left. That's probably what the universe did. But I went first, and the mentor was like, okay, what's your business? And I was like, I don't have one. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm in this room. I don't have a business. And then she was like, well, what do you do? And then anyway, long story short, she ended up like helping me create my first package that I ended up selling, which was private mentorship. And like that next week, or actually I think by the end of that week, I had 3 one-on-one clients that had made like $3,000. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know how to do any of this. I didn't even know how to do any of this. My point being is that when I was at this property on the weekend, AJ and I went to dinner at this same property. And obviously now my business just crossed 600K. And I was like, oh my God, the last time we were here was on my 30th birthday. And on my 30th birthday, I was declaring that 2022 was going to be the year everything in my life fucking changes. Like if there was a dictionary picture of the word all in, it would have my headshot next to it from 2022, just like my headshot, because I was not fucking around. I was like, this year I'm going to be bold, courageous, brave, and just like fucking go ham. And if it fails and I fuck up, then I'll figure it out in December. But I can't even say, what if I tried this? What if I did that? I didn't even want that energy. I was like, I'm going to give myself nothing to fucking regret. I'm going to go all in and show the fuck up and show myself what I'm capable of. And my goal at that time was 100K for the year. I was like, I'm going for my first 6 figures. And I did. I hit my first 6 figures. That 31K day was actually a part of that. And I hit my first 6 figures. But this story was, I reflected on that version of me from 3 and a bit years ago, being at that hotel and just being so excited for what I was doing, because I was showing up in a way that I'd never had shown up before in my fucking life. Like, yeah, moving to LA was scary, but I'd been planning for that, for years. Like, even though I was young, I was 19, like, I'd been dancing my whole life. I'd already been working pro in Australia since I was 15. Like, I was like, my eyes had been on LA for like 5 years. So it felt like I'm home. This is exactly where I'm meant to be. But pivoting and like moving on from my dance career and going all in on a business, like that just felt fucking crazy. And I was so just like excited because I was showing up to life in such a big energy, and life was really meeting me in such a big energy. And it was just surreal being back in that space, being back at that hotel. I'm going to post about it on my Instagram today, actually. But I like took a photo in the same spot that I did 3 and a bit years ago. And I was like, oh my God, that version of me would fucking die to know that now this business has made over $600,000. Over $600,000. And again, that's not by luck. Like, it's not by luck. It's by being bold, courageous, and brave and making moves that are so logical that most people wouldn't. That's it. That's it. Putting myself in the spaces, getting myself that mentorship, not trying to be like, maybe I'll wait for a better time, being like, it's now or never, bitch. Like, I'm either claiming this success or I'm not. I'm either claiming that I'm going to succeed at this or I'm not. I'm either saying I'm all in or I'm not. Like, there's no in between. And just showing myself that if you show up this way, your life will quantum leap and become something just like so outrageous that you can't even believe you're waking up in awe of. If you want that life, like, you have to stop playing it so fucking safe. Like, please, it's killing me. And it's really way more fun when you start living life this way, because life starts responding to you with like praises. It's like, yes, babe, yes, you're doing it. You're being brave, you're being bold. Like, here's a manifestation, here's some more money, here's a synchronicity, here's a person, because you're now leading your life. You're now living your life in a completely different energy. And this is really the vibe of my world. This is what we do inside the School of Dreams. And this is what I work with you very closely inside the Extraordinary Mastermind. So currently right now, the Extraordinary Mastermind only has 3 spots left, but there's a bunch of people in my DMs right now that are potentially going to claim those spots any moment. So by the time this airs on my podcast, if you've been eyeing off round 4 of the Extraordinary Mastermind, you're going to want to DM me ASAP to see if there's spots still left. But we begin on Monday, June 30th, and this is the last round of the Extraordinary Mastermind for 2025. The next round is going to be in 2026. So if you've been eyeing this off, and you're like, maybe I'll wait for the next one, just remember the fear in the disguise, okay? Where could you be if you just did it now? Where could you be in 2026, right? Life would be very different if you just said, I'm going all in now and I'm not waiting to feel safer to make this investment, okay? We're being brave, we're being bold. And then with School of Dreams, there is a discount going on for everyone in the Aligning to 100K. But if you're listening to my podcast and you want to jump into SOD, I'm going to give you a little hint. The price for School of Dreams is going up because that space is so valuable. I'm pouring my heart and soul into it, and it's just going to keep getting better. SOD is my baby and I fucking adore it. And the transformation that goes on in there is just fucking magnificent. So the price for SOD is going to be increasing. And currently right now it is on a special discount until Friday, so until tomorrow for everyone on the podcast. And then the price is going to go up permanently. So this is currently the lowest you will ever be able to get into SOD ever again. So if you are wanting information on that, DM me SOD. But what the vibe is in my world right now, I don't know if you can tell, is we're fucking bringing it. We're bringing it to the rest of 2025 because why not? Like, why would we not? What's the other option? Tell me. Someone tell me. Someone DM me what the other option is besides bring it for the rest of 2025. Not wait, hope, wish, pray, let your fears win, let your doubts win, slow your progress, slow your manifestations down. No, that's not what we do over here. We're bringing it. And if you want to be in this energy, if you want to spend the next 6 months and dedicate the next 6 months to 10x in your life, your business, and your bank account, DM me either SOD or the word extraordinary for information on the mastermind or School of Dreams, and I will let you know which space is right for you. But we're about to have a shit ton of fun and I can't wait. All right, you guys, I love you all. Thank you for joining in on this podcast. I will be back next week. Bye, you guys. Yay.
Recording stopped.
We did it. Thanks for joining on Instagram, you guys. I now have to get to Pilates. So I need to run. My class is in 10 minutes. Perfect. Actually, no, it's in 40 minutes. Thank God. All right. I love you all. I will talk to you all soon. Bye, you guys.